I'm Trace Adkins. I want to tell you about these true American heroes and how you can show your thanks by helping them through Wounded Warrior Project.
A public pitch for donor money to help warriors. But inside the Jacksonville headquarters of the Wounded Warrior Project, these whistleblowers say it's a different message.
Warriors who were employees have been fired by Wounded Warrior Project.
Our sources say many of those warriors terminated had PTSD, the same invisible wounds the charity says it strives to help warriors heal. But sources say people have been too afraid to come forward and tell the public until now.
Dare you say anything? You don't say anything.
What's more, we found not one but two lawsuits filed in Duval County by the Wounded Warrior Project against fellow injured veterans formerly employed by the nonprofit. Both declined to talk with us. Sources tell me they each had a PTSD episode at work, and that is why they were fired from the charity. Their lawsuits only showing Wounded Warrior side, claiming the injured veterans violated their severance agreements. Documents show one disabled veteran, a woman, was sued by the Wounded Warrior Project because they found a copy of her severance agreement in the hands of an Indiana charity, also being sued by the Wounded Warrior Project. The other injured vet, a man, sued because a donor rescinded his donation to WWP after finding out that Warrior had been fired. In the lawsuit, Wounded Warrior Project demanding more than $52,000 from him, his $50,000 severance, and the $2,400 donation that was rescinded, plus damages and attorney fees. Court records show both lawsuits are still open. What's more, when we asked the nonprofit how many former employees they had sued, they answered one. When I asked how many warriors they had sued, the answer was zero.
Them suing wounded warriors, I honestly think is a travesty. You know, I know of several wounded warriors who have personally had encounters with the project and have had nothing nice to say about them.
This man is one of two veteran service nonprofits I talked with, also threatened with lawsuits by the Wounded Warrior Project. Both would only speak over the phone if we agreed to protect their identity.
Everyone knows there's an 800-pound gorilla, one, that will sue you if you do anything that bothers them, and two, that will essentially gobble up all the money if we don't have some opportunity to get our voice out there also.
And just because they're, you know, the Wounded Warrior Project and doesn't make them not a bully. I mean, look at all the different organizations they're going after. Look at the organizations that they're threatening. Who does it? Bullies. It dumbfounds me.
A check of their most recent financials show the Wounded Warrior Project spent $1.4 million on legal services. Wounded Warrior Project's management declined an on-camera interview with us after repeated requests for weeks. A spokesman told us they were too busy. We did get this statement about suing other veteran service organizations. Quote, "Unfortunately, in rare instances, we have to file lawsuits against other organizations. In one of the cases, the organization was stealing money, cashing checks intended for Wounded Warrior Project. We partner and fund more than 100 organizations that provide services for veterans across the country." An online search showed a Nebraska-based charity had to fork out $1.7 million to the Wounded Warrior Project for having the term Wounded Warrior in their name, even though they existed before the Wounded Warrior Project. Another charity, Keystone Wounded Warriors, sued for having what the charity considered a similar logo. Keystone Wounded Warriors reported nearly going broke fighting the Wounded Warrior Project, shelling out nearly $80,000 in legal fees in court.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month.
A donation these smaller veteran service groups say they would covet.
If $500,000 in $19 a month increments came to our organizations, we'd be able to save 30 lives. We'd be able to save warriors every single day, as opposed to being just blown on retreats and hotels. And
do you think the Wounded Warrior Project elite feel that the nonprofit is untouchable?
Abso-frickin-lutely. Absolutely. They are a machine. And I've had people talk that they'll be, or you can't take them down. If you ever try to sue them, you know, you'll be ruined. You'll be ruined.